Okay, hello. Hello everyone. Coding has exploded. Actually today's session is about the technical motivation. I am going to deliver some speeches, some motivation on technical area. This also include Python, C, C++, Java, and it's also related to our life, philosophy. So it will be optimistic, it will be some motivative so that you can learn something from me. You can enjoy the sessions. I hope you will enjoy the sessions, and after the session give your feedback to the comment area. Hope you all guys like it. So today's uh, basically I will tell you what's the coding about, what the main topic of the coding is, why we should learn code. And for the beginners, I think this session will be really helpful because the most people have some fear about the coding. Even I had also fear for the coding. Okay, so that's why I am thinking about the sessions and I am doing the sessions. Hope you all like it. So give a like, subscribe to my channel so that you can connect with me. You can send a request to my LinkedIn. Okay, now coding has exploded in recent years, changing from something used in computer games and the occasional electronic device to something which saves the way that we live in the modern world. This means that now is an excellent time for learning how to code for beginners. Pretty much every device, electronic item, and modern piece of machinery contains at least a little bit of code. As the number of use cases for coding grows, the number of coding jobs available will also continue to grow. So we will begin by defining what coding is and why you should learn it. After this, we will move into step-by-step guide for coding dummies, and we will look at some of the most popular coding languages. Sorry, I can show you. I can't able to show you my screen because of some private issues. Can't able to share my screen because uh, and my net is very much slow, so I have to connect from my Geo. So now I am anyhow I am giving the speeches. Uh, now basically, what is coding actually? To start with, we need to define what coding is. Most programmers would agree that coding is. Okay, many people are doing free sessions, many people are doing and sharing their knowledge on the coding area. Some coding jobs are also available. So the act of technology is increasing day by day. The act of writing code that is compiled to form programs that can be executed by a computer or a code reader and that has a specific function or set of functions. Now this definition is quite broad in reality. Exactly what we mean by coding will depend on what sort of coding we are referring to. For example, a web developer writes code that is used to build responsive functioning websites. In this sense, coding is creating the best possible website. So you can learn more about coding in our uh, way. So, however, someone who works in navigation, aerospace engineering might be required to write some code, less an airfield LAN and autopilot during long journeys. Although, so this is entirely basically related to our life living. So before you start looking for answer how to code for beginners, therefore you have to think. You have to think properly on which side you are actually going, on which side you are focusing, on which side your thinking are. So basically, how you can think code is everything. How about your coding will be? It can be good, it can be bad, but you have to try. You therefore need to think carefully about what sort of coding you would like to do. So this will dictate the languages that you choose: C, Java, Python, but learn how to learn them, but more on that later, how you practice. And for now, let's move on to a quick look at why you should start learning how you write code for beginners. On my next step, I'm going to tell you, work out why you want to learn how to code, why we should learn code, why we should practice code, why we will do coding. Basically, the question is why. It's not it. So now the first thing that you need to do before you even think about enrolling some courses on coding or starting your coding journey to watch YouTube videos about coding is to ask yourself why you want to learn to code. Sit down and think carefully. It's all about thinking. It's all in your head. What I am always saying, it's all in your head. Sit down and think carefully about what you hope to get out of it, how your brain will think, how your mathematical thinking is, why coding is a skill that you want to learn, and how much time and money you have to commit to it. So consider an example, what sort of skills you want to end up with. Do you want to become a website developer? Do you want to become a Python developer? Or perhaps you would prefer to be able to build a mobile apps or work in software engineering? You will need to think carefully about this because it will largely dictate the languages that you are going to learn. Now my next topic is, why do you want to learn to code? Sorry, I have no type of materials in my hand, but I have my words for you. Hope you all guys like it. Please make the subscribe button on so that you will not miss any type of update. So why do you want to learn to code? Is learning how to code simply something which interests you, that you are going to be doing in your spare time, or is programming something that you would like to pursue a career in further down the track? So how much time and money you can commit? If you are only going to have a couple of hours per week to commit to learning how to code, there probably is not a whole lot of point enrolling in an intensive course. In the same way, you want to join an intensive course with support, you will have to be prepared to pay for it, identify and write down your coding goals in your copy and sort them somewhere safe. So this will quickly become the basis of your journey. It will help you in your whole life. So different type of programming require different skill. For example, if you want to learn how to coding, how to become a website developer, or you have to know the basic three languages I am telling you: HTML, hypertext markup language, CSS, cascading style sheet, Java, and JavaScript. These four is the main for website developers. Now likewise, mobile app development requires Java for Android or Swift for iOS. Choosing the right language is extremely important. In one time, you have to concentrate on one coding. You can't mix the Java, HTML, CSS. Moreover, that is giving the knowledge of coding, but at the time of you are starting your coding journey, you have to focus on HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript, then Java. In that way, you will able to learn the code. The more you will practice, the more you will learn. So likewise, mobile app development requires Java for Android and Swift for iOS. Swift is also a best language for iOS developers. Now choosing the right path, right language is extremely important, which is why we have outlined some of the most popular among beginners below. Now I am going to tell something about the Java. Java is arguably the kind of programming languages in the modern world. It is prevalent, versatile, and it is used for things like Android app creation, backend development. Java is quite a functional language for learning how to code for beginners. It is relatively simple to learn. So some go to fast forward. It reads like English, and there is a lot of work out. Okay, therefore entry-level Java programmers. So actually, if you are good in Java, there are lots of Java developers are there, and they have not think about the jobs actually. Java developers is the very Oracle is providing DBMS. Java companies are also there, so no need to worry about it. If you are good at something, the job will be there for you. So if you would like to learn Java as one of your first programming languages, I would recommend some basic course. I would recommend the Python data science courses. You can go Udacity, you can go Edureka, you can go Udemy, you can also visit my channel also. So don't worry about the channels. There are lots of facility and uh, programming channels are lots of there. If Java is the kind of programming languages, then Python is the queen. It is also super versatile and it has a lot of different uses. So a lot of academics and researchers use Python to create data analysis programs to help their studies. It is also behind the rise of new technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning. It is easy to learn and it is the most popular language taught in schools. That's why it's perfect for those who are looking for how to code for beginners. That's our main topic, how to code. I am thinking to doing for more session. What you say? Make me comments so that I can get some extra confidence. I can able to give some boost to my channel. If you like, I will make more some videos on some technical motivation on cyber security, how to protect yourself, how to be a good programmer, how to invest money properly on your proper coding, how to make money from coding. I can also describe some type of topics and tricks to you. And now there is 1 minute. Yes, there is a um, after the Python there is something new. Programmers are thinking that we should make some develop in another way. We should develop some coding, and there is also now SAP environment is also there. Most of the big companies like IBM, Capgemini, they are using the SAP consultancy services. SAP consultancy is also a big, and it is also a database management system, and there we are SAP WM, SAP HANA. Now coding area SAP ABAP is there. So what I am going to talk next is Ruby. Ruby is also a good language. You can practice coding in HackerRank, HackerRank, Hack the Box. That's type of coding um, is basically based on the data structure knowledge. If you are good in data structure, then you can also able to simplify the coding in that areas. Now, Ruby is a language that is becoming increasingly popular for full stack web development. It allows for the smooth integration of both the front and back end components of a new website through the Ruby on Rails framework. Now, most of the students are asking that, sir, how can I able to be a good coder in my future, and how can make myself good at coding? So, it's my viewpoint is it's about the solidity. If you are interested in cryptocurrencies and blockchain development, if you are interested in coding and many type of technical new ideas, AI, artificial intelligence, then robotics, IoT, so then solidity is one of the best programming languages to learn. So although not well known or widespread by any stretch of the imagination, solid, I am also teaching the Python coding sometimes to my students, and basically I am telling them learn from scratch and follow a special book. No need to worry about the thing that when you will be better. If you start better, you will be better in time. You have to give time. If you want to enter the existing new world of blockchains and smart contracts, I would recommend starting with either the Space Dogos Interactively Solidity course of the Ultimate Lance Editors and HTML. If you want to get into front-end web development, then you have to learn HTML and used for marking up text so that computers can understand. Now, I am going to describe the supercomputers. What are the supercomputers? Because many people heard the term about the supercomputers, but they don't know what the supercomputer is actually is. Exactly what the supercomputer is, how the mechanism and how we can use the supercomputer in the technological areas in that recent times. So supercomputer, any of a class of extremely powerful computers. Okay, the term is commonly applied to the fastest high performance systems available at any given time. Such computers have been used primarily for scientific and engineering work requiring exceedingly high-speed computations. Common applications for supercomputers include testing mathematical models for complex physical phenomena or designs such as climate and weather, evolution of the cosmos, nuclear weapons, and reactors. New chemical compounds, especially for pharmaceutical purposes and cryptology. As the cost of supercomputing declined in the 1990s, more business began to use supercomputers for market research and other business-related models. So it's the supercomputer basic. And supercomputers have certain distinguishing features. And I think this is my last topic. let's uh, let's what you say, make some comments. Okay, make some comments about the supercomputers. You like the supercomputers or not? Supercomputers have certain distinguishing features. I like supercomputers. Okay, unlike conventional computers, they usually have more than one CPU, central processing unit, which contains circuits for interpreting program instructions and executing arithmetic or logic operations in proper sequence. The use of several CPUs to achieve high computational rates is necessitated by the physical limits of circuit technology. Electronic signals cannot faster than the speed of light, which thus constitutes a fundamental speed limit for signal transmission and circuit switching this limit has almost been reached. Owning the circuit components and dramatic reduction in the length of wires connecting circuits brought an innovation in cooling techniques. Supercomputer system processor and memory circuits are immersed in a cryogenic fluid to achieve the low temperatures at which they operate fastest rapid retrieval of stored data and instruction is required to support the extremely high computational speed of CPUs. So still another distinguishing characteristic of supercomputer is their use of factor arithmetic. They are able to operate on pairs list of numbers. So these all the supercomputers about. I hope you all guys like it. Don't forget to make the subscribe button on. Thank you so much for the session. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your time. Okay, I'm going to leave now. Okay, let me off my screen first. Let me okay, turn off captions, turn off exit my full screen, and now I'm going to cut the call here. Meeting is ended properly. Now I am here. Stop.